Yes. Good evening, people.
Good
We
morning,
are
good
here.
morning,
It's
good
live
morning.
time.
Good morning.
It's always morning, guys. It's always morning.
So it's morning with cows around, man. It's always daytime. How
I,
are
I
you guys
enjoyed
doing?
that little clip show and seeing my hair get worse throughout the last 2 years. Really enjoyed that. You can just see me stopping caring about what it looks like.
You used to be like all prim and like, oh god, I look good. And now it's like, oh whatever. Roll out of bed, do the video, back
Not
in,
happening,
innit?
mate. I've been up since 5.
All right, guys. So we're gonna kick this off first of all. I know you can't be here for the whole night, Danny. So we're gonna start off, as we said, with Thor. Question at the bottom. For Love and Thunder, we're gonna do a quick Thor Love and Thunder review. Now, since obviously you both attended that lovely event, I'm gonna hand it over to you guys to break it down.
Okay, Thor 4, more Thor.
Go for it, Dan. Go for it, Dan.
Oh,
What did
no,
you
you
say?
go, man. I am not prepped.
Okay, well, first things first, I've got to give a big shout out to Danny because she called it. We were there at the press screening, and it did say that there was going to be some special guests. And at the same time, there was the premiere literally over the road from where we were. And Danny said, you know what? They're going to get a couple people to walk over and introduce the film. I'd never seen anything like that before. Pretty much just as she said it, the man Taika Waititi, her guy, walked in, and I've never seen a bigger smile on Danny's face in my life. So he came in
He's
and
a
introduced
beautiful man.
everything. You know what? I can't lie. He very much is a beautiful man. And then followed by him, we had the lovely Tessa Thompson and Natalie Portman, all of them looking absolutely tremendous. Introduced the movie for us, answered a few questions. Taika Waititi is hilarious. I can see where the love affair comes from, Danny. I'm with you. He was absolutely hilarious. It was great. So it was a good start. What did you think of that, Danny?
Oh, I was absolutely losing my mind. I go to all these festival things, so I've seen quite a bit of that sort of stuff before. I've been very lucky in that. Directors turning up and being happy to talk about their films, and they're usually more happy to do it for actual normal people, which is why they probably appeared. But I also enjoyed watching you basically melt through the floor when Natalie Portman appeared.
Yes, I did. It was that. I mean, I didn't really care after that moment whether the movie was good or not. My night had been made. That was it.
You did love it more than I expected, and maybe that was a factor.
It might have been. It might have been. So, as we know, I was not a fan of Ragnarok at all. I wasn't a Ragnarok. I wasn't too sure whether Danny actually wanted to sit next to me or not because she knew I didn't like it and she did. So tensions were a bit high at the time. But after watching the movie, the first thing I did was I turned to Danny and I said, you know what? I like it. And I must say I did enjoy it. Now, whether it's because I kind of went in with my expectations a bit lower or I knew it would be a similar kind of movie to Ragnarok, maybe that might have helped. And as I said, Natalie Portman just looking extra tremendous as always, definitely helped. I still thought the movie was quite silly. I didn't find it as silly as Ragnarok, if I'm to be totally honest. Christian Bale, always tremendous. You're never going to get anything negative said about Christian Bale. The storyline I thought was okay. The ending, I wasn't too hot on the ending. But generally, I must say, going in there expecting to hate it, listen, you've got a fan of the movie. You really do. What you got, Dan?
See, I'm not going to be completely negative. I did like it, but I kind of had the opposite to your reaction because I had such high hopes for it that I was a little bit let down. I didn't think it was as good as Ragnarok. It's considerably more silly, and I'm fine with that. I kind of see Thor as the most ridiculous premise within the Marvel universe. He's a Viking space prince who talks like a Shakespearean actor. Like, it's silly, and I'm fine with that. But yeah, it was a bit more ridiculous. I think the jokes were maybe more aimed towards children, or not quite as smart as some of the previous ones. But it's still really fun, a really enjoyable movie. I really liked Christian Bale. I thought he was incredible. And like cinematography wise, I really enjoyed the whole film is in this sort of ridiculous 80s like Technicolor that looks like it's painted on the side of someone's van. And then there's this big segment that's all in black and white, and it's super effective. It looks really cool. So it's like, in Schindler's List where it's in black and white and the only color is the little girl with the red coat. You had sort of that, so you're getting like flashes of color, which was really impressive. Yeah, cool to look at. But I've been mulling over, considering how deeply I love all of Taika Waititi's films, why I didn't quite love the comedy in this one so much. And I think I've theorized this and I've got it down. And it's that it needed a straight man. I don't mean like in the gay sense. I mean like, in comedy you need someone that's playing it serious.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm fine with Thor being a ridiculous character, but for this one they'd made all of the characters ridiculous characters. So you kind of need that person to play off that's going, what are you doing, you weirdo? Like, I really missed Loki for that, like, that dynamic. But yeah, because they were all being, like, extra and crazy, I lost something there.
Well, my thing is, in regards to Thor, as we know, I had a big, I was cursing and carrying on in regards to Thor last time. I think for me, I prefer the more straight Thor. I just expected him to be really silly. So for me, I was just like, okay, this is how it's going to be. Ideally, I would rather him go back to how it was. But they say that this is Taika Waititi's trilogy, isn't it? So ideally, he's got another one to make.
They both him and Chris Hemsworth claim it's a surprise, the suggestion that there's going to be a third one, because they haven't planned it, they haven't written it, but I wouldn't put it past them. They're clearly all having a great time making it. Like, why wouldn't they?
Yeah, definitely. It definitely looks like they're all having a great time. It looks like it was a great time just making the movie itself. Big shout out to Russell Crowe. Now,
oh my god, highlight of the film, like absolute highlight of the film.
Yeah, I've got to say, I didn't know obviously what to expect with that, but he was absolutely hilarious. I am a fan of his, but I've just seen
you haven't seen it, Amika, have you?
I have.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Oh, so what do you think about Russell?
All about the accent.
Yeah. Russell Crowe was hilarious. I've not seen him like that before. And you know what? If that is what Zeus is like, really, then roll on. I loved it. I thought Zeus was hilarious.
I enjoy it because that's exactly what Zeus is like. Like, if you read all the mythology, Zeus is like top shagger. Like, he's just lying on clouds. Hooking up with people, causing trouble for everyone else, and not fixing anyone's problems. Like that's actually spot on characterization.
Yeah, I did think though that they made Thor overpowerful. And what I mean by that is, when the Guardians were doing their thing, they couldn't, near the beginning where they couldn't beat all the people. He just came and just took everyone on by himself, did the Jean-Claude Van Damme thing, which I think was really stupid, but I did laugh at. He can, pretty much beat all the gods. I did think they made him over powerful, quite stupidly so. But again, that's the movie that we were expecting, I guess. So I can't really curse over it. In a nutshell, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, I must say.
Before I give my opinion, since you guys are the official reviewers for this film, I would like a score out of 5. Can you come to a middle part? Can you meet in the middle?
I'm controversially, for me, only giving a 3.
I'm giving about 3.5, 3.5. Only because, as I said, I did enjoy it, and I know that might seem a bit low, but I mean, I still don't think it was great. But
I just have very high hopes for my number 2 favorite filmmaker of all time. So,
who's your number one? Who's your
Wes
number
Anderson.
one? Oh, sorry, yeah, stupid question. Sorry. All right. Sorry, I'll just give you my thoughts on Thor. I've heard of you guys say. I think I agree with Danny in that I liked Ragnarok. It wasn't like my favorite Marvel film, but I did really like Ragnarok. I don't know why. I like to play with him and the whole thing about my friend from work and stuff like that. I just thought it felt fresh at the time. Watching this, he said, the things like with the splits, and it does seem like they're going for as silly as we could possibly get it. Now, I actually don't think that's Taika's doing. I actually think that somewhere Chris Hemsworth has said, I want to play a comedy character. I think 100% that he's behind the push to make Thor a comedy character. I think that's what he wants to, what he enjoys doing. There was a subplot that you guys didn't mention to me because you guys didn't tell me about the film, which is a bit difficult for me to deal with, obviously, blah, blah, blah. But Christian Bale, great, yes. I thought his storyline was weak. I thought he's like, oh, my daughter, okay, I must kill all gods now, possessed by a magic sword. I don't know. I find that a little bit weak. And you talk about the straight man. I think that was meant to be, would have been Jane Foster, aka Mighty Thor, and Natalie Portman.
She was great.
She was great, but I think every time she was by herself, she had these really serious scenes. But when they're together, then they're both them being silly. I think they should have kept one of them, as you said, serious as the straight guy to bounce off. Because as soon as she was there, it's like, oh, what's my catchphrase? And this, that, and the other. Everything was silly. I think Tessa Thompson felt a little bit underused.
She had that awful Dick Van Dyke accent. It was really, really distracting.
Yeah. I enjoyed Ragnarok more than this. It could be Jeff Goldblum playing the high mighty rulers. I prefer Jeff Goldblum to Russell Crowe. I do get the whole Zeus thing, but I did prefer watching Jeff Goldblum in Ragnarok as opposed to Zeus. And also, without any spoilers, where it goes with it, it's a little bit, as you said, Calvin, overpowered. With Thor, it's like, okay. So, in summary, I was very much meh with it, to be honest with you. I definitely enjoyed Ragnarok more. If I'm going to watch either of them again, I'll watch Ragnarok more. But in terms of style of a substance, I think blew it away. I think, as you said, Danny, pieces you mentioned, the black and white, the stylized, I think it was absolutely phenomenal. The way it looked, cinematography, I think was actually amazing what they did with it. But as a film, as a piece of work itself, I think I prefer Ragnarok if I was going to pick. That's me. So I'll go with you guys' rating. I'm happy with that.
I would say, and I'll agree with you in regards to there was a serious aspect to it, but my problem with that is the same problem I had with Ragnarok. There were serious bits in there, but I think there was so much silliness and silly jokes that's kind of put on the back burner. So, when you're talking about it, those, if anything, are the last bits that come to your mind because it's been taken over by all the silly bits. And in regards to, I agree with you that there weren't, I would have preferred to see more Christian Bale. But what I would say with the Thor movie, in the Thor movies, they're always focused on Thor themselves. I think the villain, as to put it, is always in all of his movies have very much been a secondary character. So I didn't expect very much screen time from Bale, to be honest, because all of his movies, all of the Thor ones, they're mainly focused on his character. So yes, I would have liked more, but I didn't expect more.
Sorry, the reason I was laughing in between what you're saying is because I saw a message from Big Andy from downstairs told me I look beautiful. So on the comment, sorry. So Andy, if you're still watching, love you too. All right. Anybody got anything else to say about The Rock? Oh, sorry, for Hammer Time.
I mean, I could talk about it all night, but what more is there really?
Yeah, no.
I will say actually that I think this is mildly an interesting take. If you've read, and you'll definitely get the feel that whilst he's signing up for these jobs Taika Waititi doesn't want to be making franchise films. Like, if you watch his films in between the rest of the MCU, it's frequently another filmmaker is put in some sort of development that he then immediately throws out at the start of the film. So, like, the sort of token, they said he's with the Guardian, so we have to put them in, but only for 5 minutes because, I don't want them really.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is that, he's making a Star Wars film.
Yes, he is.
I've heard that.
And he said that he doesn't want to use any existing characters. He's like, no, we're done with the Skywalker saga. I want to move on and tell a new story, which I think is really promising for Star Wars, actually, if they let him completely axe it all. Because God knows we've got enough like prequels and sequels and in-between bits of the one person. But yeah, he's getting these jobs and he's making cool films, but I think he still really wants to be making like original.
Honestly,
features.
I think he's going to have a problem with that. I think they have a problem because I think Disney and Marvel are very controlling, as in what they want. And as much as he doesn't want to include Skywalkers, I think they'll try and hammer it in somehow, or sort of blend it in somehow. I think that'll be a hard thing to do, to make a Star Wars film for Disney without any connections. They're very much like
I hope it works out because lately there's no stakes because you always know what's going to happen anyway. Like I only just watched the Obi-Wan series on Disney Plus because it came out while I was away. And don't get me wrong, it was really entertaining, but there's no real risk because they all survive because they're in A New Hope. Like it's just like
Yeah.
I want a new story.
My godson said the same thing. He said that the only characters who are gonna die are the ones that we don't know.
Yeah.
Anybody in the Obi-Wan show that we don't know obviously died. Everyone else survived. Speaking of which, actually, he made a point because I went to see I saw Thor with him, and he's at a point where he's 15. He just turned 15, and he said he's fed up with the looking after a child storylines. He said it's all over TV. Every film he watches, every TV show he watches, they're looking after a child. And he went through the obviously Mandalorian, Obi-Wan. He went to make sure as soon as he saw the child in Thor, he went, oh, another child we got to look after. He watched the Halo TV show with me. It's a computer game. There's a child there to be looked after. So the whole hero thing, looking after either a young girl or a child in general, he said he's just fed up of that. He said he's seen it everywhere. And
that's Chris Hemsworth's real daughter.
Yeah.
Just wanted to get some work.
Yeah. I didn't watch the credits, actually.
Even his son's in it as well, with the montage where he's running.
All of their kids are in it, like all of the
they've got the kids.
Yeah.
Nepotism, that's a new thing right now. Get your kids in there. Everybody puts their kids in.
I mean, Taika referred to it as free labor, so I guess that's the other side of the coin. You have to pay them related.
Well, I guess so. Okay, if we're all wrapped up with Thor: Love and Thunder, going to move on to Han Solo. Danny, you staying with us, or you got to go?
I'll stay for now. Yeah. Once
Cool.
you verge on gossip columns, I'm out. I don't want to get like sued for libel, and one day I want to get invited to events where these people are at.
Then just don't lie with yourself. Just don't say.
Because I have the opinions, but I don't think it's appropriate to put them on the internet.
Oh, okay. Let me block Danny's mic. Hold on. Okay, so we'll say Han Solo has just turned 80. Happy birthday, Mr. Ford. So, what is your favorite Harrison Ford movie on his 80th birthday?
Can we have a distinction between what's our favorite and what do we think is actually the best?
You know what?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I think we need
they're
that.
not always the same.
Yeah, true.
All right. Who's going first?
Go on, Dan.
Danny.
Go on, Dan.
You know you got something in mind to go.
Favorite, Indiana Jones, obviously.
Which one?
For me, controversially, Last Crusade.
Oh, that's not controversially. I'm with you. No,
I really love the back and forth with Sean Connery. Like I think they're so good together.
I think that's the highest rating. I think on the
There's no way that's true.
I think it is.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yeah, I would put money on it.
I'm going to.
Do you want to look right now?
Keep talking. Hold it right now. All right,
what rating are we using?
Well, IMDb and tomato meter. So let's go back. Oh, okay. Actually, sorry, Raiders. Sorry, 96%. Okay, all right. Temple of Doom, 84. Hold on, and let's see what Last Crusade.
Last Crusade is the worst rated.
88.
But to me, it's the best movie, personally.
I mean, I love them all. It's much for muchness, but yeah, that one I like in particular because I like Sean Connery.
Okay, all right. So that's your favorite. What do you think is the best?
You frozen, mate. You frozen.
Oh no!
Is it because he's gone on to another screen?
Yeah, most probably when you're frozen. So while you're sorting that out, I'm with you. I'm with you, Dan, with the Last Crusade. I love that, but I must say I'm a fugitive man.
Mm-hmm.
I am very much a fugitive guy. Whenever that movie comes on, I'm all over it. I love it. Him and Tommy Lee. Is it Tommy Lee Jones?
Tommy Lee Jones is a classic villain. Incredible.
Yeah, absolutely love it. I love the. It's probably Tommy Lee Jones that actually elevates it in my mind more than Harrison, if I'm to be totally honest.
He elevates everything. Like. Yeah. I love it, but I know it's terrible. Steven Seagal, Under Siege. Have you seen Under Siege?
Oh, yeah, but Tommy Lee Jones is the bad guy
in that. He's incredible.
Yeah, excellent.
He makes a ridiculous film decent.
Yeah. I mean, that movie Under Siege is just the worst thing ever. But Tommy, it's great. Yeah, it's absolutely great. So yeah, I'm with you. I will go. I'm definitely with you with the indie. But I love my Fugitive. And what was on the other night that I saw for the first time with Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer? Is it what's underneath? What's beneath? What lies beneath? That listen, I shit myself 20 times over.
I've seen that, but I don't remember it that well. Has he murdered his wife? Something like that.
Yeah. There's a twist. He murdered a young girl a good little while ago, and she kind of comes back to haunt him, sort of thing.
Yeah,
and
like a Sixth Sense thing, sort of. You know, seeing her, other people aren't seeing her.
Yeah. Messed me up, big time. But I liked him in it because it was a bit of a different role for him. So I appreciated it and I enjoyed it. But I think he's filming or they've just finished doing Indy 6.
5.
Sorry, 5, yeah. I'm not too sure if I want to see it. 4 was ridiculous.
We like to pretend 4 doesn't exist.
Like, I was just about to say, there's
there
no
are only 3 Indiana Jones films.
Yeah, but they're making the 5th. I don't see what they're going to do with this 5th movie. I mean, the guy can hardly move. That's the
how
first
spry can he be?
Yeah. So
you know, I don't see Shia LaBeouf getting much work anymore. I know they were like priming him to be like the new.
To be the next one.
I don't think that's going to happen, is it? Like,
he's not. Is he in this one? I don't think he's going to be in this one.
I don't know anything about this one. I'm consciously avoiding it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know. I'm not going to say I'm not going to watch it because it's indie. I always will. But as far as I'm concerned, there's 3 Indiana Jones movies. There is no 4th, and there shouldn't really be a 5th one. So we'll just have to see what goes from there. But yeah, I love Fugitive and Last Crusade. Again, like you, it's because of the banter back and forth between him and Sean Connery, which I think that there's only 11 years between them. There's only 11 years between them.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, and he looks so much more older anyway because of the grey beard and all that. But yeah, there's only 11 years between them at the time of filming it. So yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know what's happened to Meeks. He has gone.
Leader, yeah.
Yeah, he's frozen. He's disappeared.
He's gone dark.
He's gone. He's gone somewhere anyway. But yeah, no, that was all good. Obviously, we don't know what one he likes because he's disappeared. So what we'll do is we will just move on until he pops his head back in.
Wait. Do you think The Fugitive is Harrison Ford's best film?
It's not his best film. His best film.
I'm going Blade Runner.
You know what? I was just about to say that. I think it probably is Blade Runner. Yeah, the original one, the one from the 80s. I didn't actually see the one that just came out a couple of years ago.
So good. I think it's better than the original.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I've heard mixed reviews about it.
No, I think it's incredible. Great storytelling, great visuals, great actors. Denis Villeneuve, he's a genius. Like,
yeah, we know.
Whereas, I appreciate the relevance of the original Blade Runner and what it's spawned and some of the dialogue and stuff, but it is still slightly cheesy somehow.
Okay.
So yeah, I appreciate the new one a lot.
Speaking of the director, I think that they're filming Dune at the moment, aren't they?
I think they just started Dune Part 2. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really surprised because he wanted to do both of them at the same time, didn't he?
And then, well, apparently it's all hearsay, but he cut some sort of, Universal gave him some sort of horrible deal where the second part was dependent on the first part doing well. Like, there was no automatic that they'd make the whole thing, which is ridiculous because it's a story that doesn't have a story if you don't do both parts. But
it's stupid, yeah.
But luckily, it's all come together. So
yeah, what did you think of the first part?
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, Dune's one of my favorite books, so I was happy to see like that good an adaptation of it. I do think it suffered by being cut because it's sort of a film leading to a big finish that you don't get.
Yeah,
but I also get why they had to cut it because it is super long. So I guess it makes sense.
And you think it was a good adaptation of it?
Yeah, I think so. Definitely.
Okay. Yeah, because I think me and Matt went to see it, and looking on it on the big IMAX screen, visually it was just absolutely amazing. The sound and alone just made you feel like you were in the desert with them. It was great. So I am looking forward to the second part, definitely. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So let's move on. I think that one of the next topics was Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Black Panther Part 2. Have you heard anything about what's going on with this?
They're keeping it very hush-hush, but
very hush-hush,
Disney Marvel have booked a big reveal at San Diego Comic-Con, which is very soon.
It's the next couple of weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm sure it's all going to come out there.
I mean, I haven't heard a thing. I know Daniel Kaluuya is not back in this second one, which doesn't surprise me because
his storyline ended with him betraying his wife. Like, I don't really know what more he has to do.
Exactly. Yeah, his arc, as far as I was concerned, his arc was finished. So yeah, I weren't surprised about that, but I am a bit concerned because I've not heard absolutely anything about it. We don't know. We've heard rumors that Namor is going to be in it.
Namor is the villain, yeah. And I've heard they're loosely following the comics in that Fury becomes the Black Panther now. Although I know Marvel and Letitia Wright weren't necessarily on the best terms, so I do wonder if that's could have affected it.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't know. And if I'm to be honest, I'm not really looking forward to it. It's not one of my most anticipated for this year. Maybe because I haven't heard anything about it, because it's out in November, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just not on my radar. I'm not really.
Yeah, I guess wait for Comic-Con and see what's coming. But also, we've had so much Marvel content over the last 6 months. Like, I think there is a little bit of fatigue there. So wait and see. Yeah. Although I did just finish Miss Marvel, and it's incredible. Just saying.
I was just about to ask you that. Going on to Marvel, have you watched it?
It's incredible. It's so good.
It's the best. I mean, I loved WandaVision. I did absolutely love that. But I must say, this Miss Marvel, you know what? It was excellent from start to finish. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah, I think it's become my favorite show of theirs. Really loved it.
Yeah, I agree with you as well. Yeah, it was excellent. I loved it. So for all of you guys out there, if you haven't seen it, make sure you go and watch it. Miss Marvel's excellent.
It's only 6 episodes. You got time.
Yeah. And you know what? I wish that they had made more because I could see how they could have expanded it a bit more. Maybe 3 more episodes, bring up to 9.
Yeah, they keep finishing these shows with the hero becoming the hero in the final episode, and you kind of want some time seeing them be the hero,
exactly. So I could have done with another 3 episodes, to be totally honest. But yeah, the 6 that they gave us, loved it. It was really good. Really enjoyed it. So yeah, really all over that. What was the next? I can't even remember what all the topics were that we were going to talk about now. I had them all written down and they're gone. So yeah, so that was Wakanda Forever. Oh yeah, so the Mickey Rourke, that was it, Mickey Rourke. He had a conversation with Pierce Brosnan. And Pierce Brosnan must have asked him, no, is it Pierce Brosnan? Is that his name? Pierce Morgan.
I don't know.
Pierce Morgan, that's it, with Pierce Morgan. And
oh yes, that charming journalist committed to truth and honesty.
Yeah, I can't stand him at all. But Mickey Rourke was asked about what he thought about Tom Cruise, and he basically said that Tom Cruise was irrelevant and that he plays all of the same characters all the time. And it made me think, to a point, has he got a bit of a point in regards to what he was saying? Because Tom Cruise does play a lot of the same characters. Obviously, yeah, he's played some different ones, but generally, I think we know what to expect from Tom Cruise in, I would say, the majority of his movies. Is he right for saying what he said? What do you think?
I mean, I think, yeah, if you're going to see a Tom Cruise film, you're going to see a Tom Cruise film. Tom Cruise doing Tom Cruise stuff. Like, he's not really a chameleon anymore. But equally, who cares what Mickey Rourke thinks? Like,
True.
He had a washed-up career, made one good film in like 2009, and then went back to like obscurity. You know?
Yeah, the wrestler, isn't it?
Is he the authority on who's a good actor, Mickey Rourke?
No, I hear that, and yeah, you're right. I mean, he made, is it The Wrestler, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which was excellent. He was really good in that. But yeah, he came up and then he's gone back underground again. And I must say, when I was watching it, I couldn't even look at his face. The amount of work he's done to his face, he looks plastic. He really does. It's quite sad. But yeah, no, it just got me thinking, yeah, I think he's possibly right to a point, because, yeah, you know what you're going to get. He's definitely going to be running in the movie, because he runs in every single...
He's got a special run, the Tom Cruise run.
He's got the Tom Cruise run, and, you know, he's going to be hanging onto the side of something. Don't know what, but something he's going to be hanging onto or jumping off of. I
mean, he's going to die doing these stunts, isn't he, at some point? It seems logical at this point. Like, he's absolutely mad.
Yeah. But I don't know how they're insuring him.
I think he must just be paying his own insurance. Like, there's no way a production company is signing off on that.
Yeah, all the stuff that he does, I don't know.
He's breaking his legs doing it as well. Like, they wouldn't keep signing him off.
Yeah, because is it the last Mission Impossible when he jumped and he literally broke his foot?
He jumped between two buildings and got a bit short.
Yeah. Mr. E's just put in the chat. I'm trying to get back in, but who bloody cares about Mickey Rourke? Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Exactly what you said, Dan. Exactly what you said. But yeah, Tom Cruise. I think me and we were talking about Tom Cruise last time. We were saying what our favorite Tom Cruise movie was. What's yours?
Ooh.
I know you.
There he is.
Welcome back, mate. Don't know if he can hear us or we can hear him. What's your favorite Tom Cruise movie, Dan?
Ooh, I don't know. I've never thought about it. Maybe it shows how little Tom Cruise is on my radar. Maybe the original Top Gun, just for like pure nostalgia. I watched it so many times.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I watched it for the first time not too long ago.
I don't know how you've never seen this. Like, that's insane.
I know it's bad, but as soon as I watched it, I put on some aviator glasses, put the oil out, took my top off, oiled up my chest, and walked out and asked if somebody wanted to play volleyball. I felt nostalgic. I really did.
I read that Miles Teller has been pitching Tom Cruise a Top Gun 3 after how successful this one's been.
Yeah, and you can understand that, and the studio's going to want it because it's made over $1 billion, so they're gonna try and push for another one. Personally, I think he should just leave it like that. He's done good with the first one. However many years later, he's come up with the second one, and it's done really well. I say don't push the boat out too far. Hey, welcome back, sir. How you doing?
I want to jump in. Yeah, sorry, technology problem.
You look like you're filming yourself through a potato.
What?
You don't look very clear, mate. You don't look very clear, but welcome.
You look like your face is melting.
Oh. Wow.
So while you're away, don't know if you could hear us while you're away. Don't know if you could hear us while you're away, but we were speaking about Wakanda Forever as well. And Danny was suggesting that as San Diego Comic-Con is coming up within the next couple of weeks, we may hear a little bit about Wakanda Forever. I turned around and said that I'm not excited for it at all. It's not on my hit list. To be honest, what are you thinking about it?
So you broke up a bit, guys.
No, just saying that Wakanda Forever is not on my hit list. It's not something I'm looking forward to. With them, what were you thinking about Wakanda Forever? Have you heard anything, and what's your thoughts on it?
I think it's a struggle. Personally, I think it's not promising. I was talking to Matt about this the other day. I said it's not promising, in my opinion. Sorry, am I still melting?
Yeah, but we can see and hear you, so go on, you can roll with it.
Yeah, I spoke to Matt about this the other day, and I was like, some films coming out next year. Now, 4 months away? 4 months, even had a teaser, a trailer, no pictures. All we've had is controversy regarding, obviously, the vaccine, where they stopped production of COVID and stuff like that. So I'm very concerned about it. I don't know how they move it forward, goodwill regarding, obviously, Chadwick passing. But as a film itself, I mean, it's unusual not to have happened. I mean, what are they hiding? It comes out in a couple of months, 3 months, 4 months. It's all from it. I think Daniel was saying that the Shuri become. I think Disney are going to be a bit cautious as well about making her the lead or relying on her in that way because of what's happened in the past. So I don't know who is leading that film. I don't know who is the. I mean, what I said was like people like your Tom Cruise, your Will Smith before the slap, The Rourke, Tom Cruise. I said Tom Cruise already. Chadwick Boseman, even though he's quite a new actor in that way, he still had a certain swag about him, a certain like leading man. He had a draw about him, and a lot of people, when they watched him in Black Panther, you saw him in Captain America: Civil War. When we saw him before, he just had a certain draw about him, like he commanded the screen. He had this power about him.
Do you know who I think they should get, actually? Who I think might be a better choice than Letitia Wright in the Black Panther universe? You know, Winston Duke, like the ape tribe guy? He's really cool. Like, I think he could draw an audience.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with you. He's I've forgotten the name of his character,
I can't remember the name of his character either.
But I actually thought that they were going to make him take the mantle because he was very good in the first one, and he's well known as well, and he's got the face for it, as to put it.
He's got a big character. Like
yeah. So yeah, I thought the same thing, but again, I don't know. I'll be curious to see what comes out of San Diego. Like you said, maybe they've got something they're going to show us. But where it's been so quiet, my mind told me they're going to push the movie back. I think they're still going to push it back. I wouldn't
be surprised if they do. But equally, the release schedule has been so full. I'm not that surprised they haven't been promoting it heavily because literally, if you follow, all of Marvel's like socials and stuff, and Twitter, it literally feels like they've got a new release every 2 weeks, and they've got to give everything its own little window for that to be the big thing. But yeah, I could see it getting pushed back.
I thought that it would have been a good idea to put out a trailer before Thor, or at least a teaser trailer. You're going to see a Marvel movie, let people know the next Marvel movie that'll be coming out after this one, which is obviously Black Panther. So I was expecting something around that. When I didn't see anything, that's when I was like, okay, you know what, there's trouble around there. But yeah.
What is the one announcement or piece of news or whatever you'd most like to hear out of Comic-Con from Marvel? What are you most excited to know about?
Blade.
Yeah.
I'm most excited to know about Blade. Yeah. Blade.
There'll be news about Blade. There has to be. It's been very quiet.
Yeah, there's got to be something about Blade. Yeah. I want to hear something about Blade, but and I also want to hear something about Ant-Man 3. I love the first two Ant-Man movies. Paul Rudd, I'm a massive fan. I think he's hilarious. I think he's great. So I want to see something about Ant-Man 3. Quantumania? I think that's what it is. I want to hear something about that because I do love Ant-Man. But Ant-Man and Blade, give me something from those two, and I'm all over it. I'm good. What about you? Is there anything you specifically want to hear about?
Well, after that ending to Miss Marvel, I'm very intrigued to know more about the Marvels film and like what the storyline is there, because it seems like it's pretty cool. Yeah. He said he only signed on for one, but I kind of really hope they've rebooked Oscar Isaac to do Moon Knight again, because that was great. I am feeling a little bit Marvel fatigued, so I want to see something new, exciting. Maybe give us a break. I could take a break,
Yeah. I mean, with Marvel, you're right. I think that they are saturating the market a little bit. It's to a point where, for me, it's kind of more quantity over quality at the moment for the Marvel stuff. Whereas back with your phase 1, 2, and even 3, you just had the movies to look forward to, and to me, it's like they focus more on them. Now they're focusing on all of the TV shows and the movies. I just don't think the quality is as great anymore. So I could give a little break.
Can I come back on what you said, Danny? Your question about Comic-Con, and it's sort of connected to what you said. So obviously you've seen Miss Marvel, right?
Yeah.
We loved it.
Okay, I had to pause it and then rewind it I watched it with my son to let him know what Easter egg it was they dropped at the end, because these kids aren't gonna and that's what I want to hear from Comic-Con. I want to hear about the X-Men, because obviously they dropped the theme in there. Yeah. Just for and I was like, oh, and my son looked at me like, what's wrong? And I was like, that's the X-Men theme, to explain to him how Marvel couldn't use mutants in their movies because Fox owned the rights to the mutant stuff, and now Marvel owns they've got it all back now so that we can actually have mutants in there, and she's going to be the first mutant there, and so we should see a Wolverine. Oh, who's going to do Wolverine though?
See, look, I mean, I'm excited. Yes, let's bring in mutants, but the amount of the dread I feel over who they're going to cast for these films is actually insane. Surely they've run out of people. How are they going to? They're recasting these iconic roles, and the reboot ones. The first one was really good. The second one was all right, and then they got terrible. So I'm really worried.
Well, at the moment, the rumor mill for Wolverine, and I know there's been loads of rumors for loads of different people, but the rumor mill is, I've forgotten his name now. You know, the guy that was in the Kingsman, the original
Taron
Egerton. Taron Egerton, yeah. And I kind of like that. I can't lie.
I think he looks the part. He's a good actor, but I don't know.
I think we said this last time, Cal. I think the biggest difference again with Marvel and DC. So, Danny, I've got to throw in DC there because you know me. Is Batman, Superman. Superman is a role that's beyond an actor. So everybody's used to having different Supermen. Everyone's used to having different Batman. It's not like an issue, or even Bond. With the Marvel stuff, because it's still 10, 15 years in, everybody knows one Iron Man, one Thor, one Captain America. So changing those actors, I think, is going to be a massive deal, because you're going to be like, oh, I don't accept that person as Iron Man.
It's difficult to do.
Yeah,
and particularly with X-Men. I mean, obviously, I'm talking about the like 2000s ones. When you lucked out and cast like the greatest Shakespearean actors of the 21st century as Magneto and Professor X, how do you replace them?
How do you?
Yeah.
The thing is, I think a lot of it will depend on what ages they go for. If they're gonna do the X-Men from young or youngish, I think that that's gonna be accepted more, depending on the people that they use for it. If they're going to go for an older Charles Xavier or an older Magneto, straight away the comparisons are going to come back to McLennan and Patrick Stewart, and they're just irreplaceable. And you're going to get loads of issues with that. So I just think they need to go young, because people will accept that it's not James McAvoy if it's young. But if it's an older one, you're going to get a bit of blowback in regards to McLennan and Patrick Stewart.
Cal, I don't know if they'll accept not being McAvoy, because he's done it for some young people's lives now.
McAvoy and Fassbender were actually great. They were just let down by like a shitty film.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they'll throw it out and not use the main characters. Like, you've got a whole X-Men universe, right?
Yeah.
Of obscure people that can do weird stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
I think that's what they should have done after Phase 3. Endgame, 25 film run, brilliant. They did something that's never been done before in cinema. End it. They should have taken a break from the Avengers and then use their newly acquired X-Men and Fantastic Four and started something totally different and gone there and built something up there. Trying to attach everything to the Avengers, I think, from the previous phases, I think, is where they're tripping up, because you're trying to patch things together, and it's like, okay, people are getting a little bit fatigued. We've seen this already before. We've seen it before. It's like, well, I don't know. Should they have replaced Chadwick Boseman, as in just brought another actor as Black Panther?
No, I don't think people would buy it. I don't mean like believe it, like obviously, but like
But he only done one film though, officially, one Black Panther film.
I think they could have. I think what made it hard is because he unfortunately passed.
Yeah.
That's what the issue is, because he passed. If there'd been some sort of fallout with Disney, he was still about, and they've decided to recast him, fine. You have a bit of a blowback then, but fine, it'll be accepted. I think because he was beloved, and unfortunately the way in which he passed, I think that's what makes it hard. But yeah, I think they could have. I think they could have recasted, but who they would have recasted, I really don't know.
Obviously, they recast Edward Norton, so we've obviously got with Mark Ruffalo, so it's been done.
Yeah,
and even though everybody preferred Edward Norton as an actor, I think,
but he's like famously a dick was the problem, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think if they'd recast Chadwick, I think people would have seen it as disrespect. Like, I don't think it would have played very well.
That's what, because of the unfortunate death. That's why. Yeah, if he was being a dick like Norton, then yeah, people would have just been like, it is what it is, sort of thing.
Allegedly a dick like Norton.
Allegedly.
Think about those libel trials.
I'm coming to court with you.
It's fine. No one's watching this.
Flashing. All right. Wait. Hold on. Okay. Switch it up a bit now. The Batgirl movie. Leslie Grace, first of all, as a choice for Batgirl. Cal, do you know Leslie Grace?
I know who Leslie Grace is. Yep.
I don't. I was hoping for Yara Shahidi. I've been hoping it was going to be her, but you know what? It didn't happen. But what I found interesting, apart from the fact that obviously Warner have changed the whole process now, and it's going for cinema release 2023. It's now going to be an theatrical release in a cinema rather than HBO Max. So the whole push towards HBO Max has now changed. It's going to be a cinema release. What I was looking at the casting, they're bringing back J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon. So we are really.
Have you not seen Daniel Bluster? Sorry to cut you. I witnessed the libel. Listen, Dan, leave me alone. I'm sorry. Sorry, go on, okay.
We're gonna burn this recording now.
I actually think we kind of got two Commissioner Gordons now, haven't we? We've got obviously J.K. Simmons in that universe. And obviously we've got his name escapes me right now. I don't know why. From the Batman.
Oh, Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright. So we've got Jeffrey Wright. So we're going to have two coexisting Commissioner Gordons. So we're literally going to be running two Batman universes, which I think is a little bit strange, personally. I don't know. So that's part of the Snyderverse as well. So, but then we've got Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck in that as well. So I think the Batgirl film, I think, is going to be quite interesting for that reason. The fact that it's going to have Ben Affleck, who's obviously part of the Snyder era, with this new Batgirl. So I don't know how they're going to be moving forward with it, but Ray Fisher seems quite happy with the change of management in Warner. So who knows? We might see him back at some point. He has attacked them.
Am I interested in a Batgirl movie? Hell no. No. I have nothing invested in this Batgirl movie, whether it is...
I didn't know this was a thing.
There you go.
Yes, it's a thing.
Haven't they had some really shitty show on the CW for a while where they kept recasting
Batwoman?
When does Batgirl become a woman? What's the story?
Have you not heard the Britney Spears song? I'm more than a girl.
I'm very familiar with the song.
No, that was Batwoman, and that was Ruby Rose that got replaced in the Batwoman show. This is a Batgirl film. She's a very well-known character in the Bat universe, as in Barbara Gordon.
I mean, I've seen Batman and Robin with George Clooney.
No,
she's in that.
No, stop it.
It's a great film. It's iconic.
What's her name? Alicia
Silverstone. I don't know what you were drinking that night, Danny, but it's not a great film.
It's actually fantastic.
It's not. You know what?
I don't know how you could claim to enjoy comic books and not enjoy that film.
Very easily. I didn't enjoy
it.
It's
fun, isn't it?
What the back credit card?
Uma Thurman in her Poison Ivy outfit. It's great.
The back nipples.
I love the nipples. I love them.
The back credit card is like, wow, really? Okay.
Think of the merchandising opportunities.
Okay, Barbara Gordon, the daughter of Commissioner Gordon, who's a very important character, is obviously very important in the Bat universe. Becoming Batgirl, she's the first official sidekick, obviously after the Robins, and this has the fact that they're bringing back Michael Keaton as well to play her mentor in that film means that they are obviously invested in it. That'll be his second appearance after he appears in The Flash with our boy Ezra, which we discussed the other day, Calvin. All sorts of libel last time, Danny. You missed it. We're discussing Ezra. All sorts of libel.
Well, we'll see if that film even comes out of this, right? Won't we?
Calvin was like,
nightmare.
What did Calvin say? He? Oh no, sorry. They?
They.
Yeah.
Yeah, I called him he, they, she, it. I called him everything. So yeah, I'm in trouble.
It's just they. It's not hard.
Yeah, I kept calling him he. See, I've done it again. I kept calling they, he.
Them, him.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying about this Batgirl thing with Keaton, and obviously I'm old school Keaton fan, 100%. But yeah, you know what?
The fact they switched it to cinema rather than scaling down, they scaled up to cinema rather than scaling down. That's what I mean. They were going to bring it out around the corner at some point. They've actually scaled up to a big theatrical release, so they obviously have some confidence in the film.
I know you're trying to sell it to me. No,
he's a DC Shirley's on their payroll. He always has been. I don't know why they're bothering. I mean,
no buy.
Surely they got people with a bigger audience.
No buy. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm nah. Don't want to know about it. No.
You know
There's nothing about it that gets my wheels turning.
well, give it time. Give it time.
You know
Give
what?
it time. You know what? It's got Batman in it, Calvin. Anything with Batman in it is better than anything. Name one thing that Marvel have produced that's better than Batman.
That Marvel has produced that's better than Batman.
Which Batman?
George Clooney one.
Nothing.
Clooney,
Marvel haven't
obviously.
made anything better than Batman and Robin starring George Clooney and Chris O'Donnell.
Obviously, that one.
Greatest
Obviously.
superhero film of all time.
Hands
Well,
down.
you see, that would be a hard question though in regards to the Marvel and the Batman thing, because I think that the way they approached each Marvel movie and Batman movies totally different. The themes, the way they're all totally different.
All right, let me increase your interest level, Cal. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of Miss Marvel?
Oh, loved it. Absolutely
You
loved
it. What do you think, Danny?
I loved it. Properly loved it.
Okay. All right. Both pause there. The directors of Miss Marvel are directing Batgirl. Boo! I'm dropping bombshells right now. Not only that. Apparently, I saw an interview with them, and they said that Kevin Feige visited them because they're asking them how does it feel working for both Marvel and DC. Are there any issues? And they were like, no issues at all, because Kevin Feige visited them on the set of Batgirl. And apparently he's a proper fanboy and is asking them what's going to happen, what's going on here. Initially was digging them out for information. So Kevin Feige excited about Batgirl movie. And those are his directors there from Miss Marvel who are directing his Batgirl film. Didn't know that. So there you go, take it to the bank.
You shut me right up.
He's so excited he slipped in a catchphrase there.
I got catchphrases ish. There we go. I'm sorry.
Well, you know what? We'll wait and see what happens with this whole Batgirl movie thing.
We'll see if it does indeed come out in the cinema.
Exactly.
At least I've just told you that you like the directors, you like their vision or the directors. So they're not going to do something that's shit, are they?
Fair enough.
You've not seen the whole series they've done. They're not going to get behind something that's shit. It's all in their hands.
The jury's still out with me at this moment in time. The jury's still out. So I'll wait and see something a bit more from it. Maybe a trailer, and I'll come back on and be like, you know what? I eat my words. But at this moment in time...
All right. Officially, we just have the last topic. So Danny has actually stayed. So here's your little TMZ section.
I'm not getting into this.
All right, we're just gonna let Calvin talk because Calvin's already on the liable list. So we're just gonna let Calvin.
Well, my thing was obviously we know about the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. We're not going to go into it. It's all been sung and done. But my question was, do we think either of them, after the trial and all the dirty laundry that's come out and whatnot, do we think that either of them have a future within the film business? I've heard that Johnny Depp, he's going to start filming a new role very soon. I'm not too sure what it is. So it looks like things could start turning slowly for him. Amber Heard, she's in the court of public opinion. I think she's come off a lot worse. Is there? Do we see that there's a way back for her, as to put it? Those are my questions.
I guess her petitions reached 5 million or something to have her removed from Aquaman 2. I mean, whether you personally, whether you agree, whatever you think's happened there, I don't agree with the whole petition to have people removed. That's not, and the studio bows to that. Then you know what? I've got no respect for them. End of the day, you're gonna fire someone, fire them because you don't like their work, sort of thing. Don't fire them because of the domestic they had between their partner at home. So I personally don't like that idea. I heard Disney are putting after pulling back from him, they're now trying to get Johnny back from Pirates of the Caribbean. It's like, personally, my son asked me about Pirates of the Caribbean the other day. I think I've seen 2 of them, and he said, "Oh, there's 5." I said, "Wow, how did I miss 5 Pirates of the Caribbean films? They're not my favorite."
I mean, after 3, they weren't great.
I've seen 2.
I've seen 3.
I've seen all of them, but yeah.
I just felt like, okay, I know the character, I've seen it, but it's not like something I want to keep seeing over and over again. And the fact they're going for 5 or 6 is like, really? But Disney won him back now. Obviously, now he's won his trial. I think they've put him back in the...
I think whether or not they get cast in things, I could see them both getting hired for things in the future. The issue more is like, are they willing to knuckle down and do actual serious acting? Because I've been a diehard Johnny Depp fan since I was a kid, and I had his poster on my wall. But neither him or Amber have made a good film in the last 10 years, let's say. So
yeah.
If they want to be respected, they need to do some serious work, and that goes for both of them. And it's not about their personal life; it's about the choices they're making in their roles. To be honest,
get a good director, a good part. Don't have to. Not about money.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and I agree with what you were saying, Meek, about the her being sacked and whatnot. Unfortunately, it is the personal lives of the stars do play a massive part in all of that type of stuff, unfortunately. But from what we know, apparently she's still in the Aquaman. It's just been narrowed down or something like that.
Yeah.
With Johnny, I'm a fan as well. Like Danny said, I'm a fan. Didn't have the posters, but I'm a fan. And I think that he can definitely pull things back, because he's still an excellent actor. Yeah, some of the movies that he's done in the last however many years have not been great. I don't see another character that can play that Jack Sparrow character apart from him. I think he's definitely made it his own. But he's definitely got or had acting chops. I think, agreed with what Danny said, if he puts his mind to it, I definitely think he can still do amazing things. With her, in my eyes, she wasn't a big actor in the first place. She had the little role in the first Aquaman, and I didn't think she was that great in that anyway. But so to me, whatever level she gets to from here, I'm not too bothered with it, because she wasn't anything exciting previously. So if she doesn't go anywhere from here, to me, it's neither here nor there. But Johnny, I definitely think if he knuckles down, he can definitely be something again.
I don't know. Johnny, I know we're dismissing Amber, fair enough. I don't know about Johnny either, because I kind of feel like a lot of actors of that generation, actors in general, I think they do a lot of their best work when they're younger. I think the creativity sort of flows out of them, and I think when they're younger, they make their name when they're younger. And using Tom Cruise, going back to Tom Cruise as an example, a lot of stuff Tom Cruise did when he was younger was a lot more, I don't use the word experimental, but a lot more challenging and taxing. And he kind of proved himself as an actor then, before he got to the stage of making just blockbusters 1 or 2 a year to make money. So I think he proved himself then. I think, go back, Liam Neeson, again, tried to do a lot more serious parts, proper parts, and then got older and started doing your action films. I think Johnny Depp's best work, I think, was when he was younger, I think. And I think that applies to so many actors. I don't think he has the life, I think, beats you down, I think.
But there are people that have done the opposite as well. Like, I think it's absolutely possible. In the last 10 years, we've seen The Reconnaissance, the rise of Matthew McConaughey from silly rom-coms to serious work.
Okay,
and you've also got Nick Cage, who I think right now is making the best films he's made in 20, 30 years. Like,
see, I disagree with you. I disagree with you there. I think Nick Cage has been fabulous all the way through his career.
you know I agree.
I don't think Nick was never not fabulous.
He's found his stride again after
a little bit of in the middle, a little bit of DVD section in the middle, and he's found his way back out. So I agree with you. It can go the other way around as well. But I just think I'm fearful that he might not have that intensity anymore. Now we've seen all the dirty laundry. He's got so much baggage. I mean, all those posters, Edward Scissorhands, all those young parts where he had that deepness in his eye. Now you're seeing, like, I don't know, alcohol abuse, and I know he's putting a little bit of weight. But
all you're describing is like great inspiration for good work. Like,
and it's not even that as well.
every great award has been won through suffering. Like you have to have that.
And the public, as much as they're beating on him at the moment, the public are, after one excellent performance, the public is quite forgiving. You know, so
okay.
All it really takes is one great performance. We were talking about Mickey Rourke earlier, basically cursing him, but he did great movies when he was younger. Then they went to pot. Then he did The Wrestler, and that brought him back in line. Okay, he's gone back down again, but all it took was that one movie for him to be recognized again as a great actor, which he is when he's not high on drugs. So yeah, I reckon if he focuses, he can definitely do that. You're right there, mate. You're half on the screen and half not.
Sorry, just.
I like how he gives us the pointers about like appearing on camera like nicely and having a good setup.
And look at him, yeah, you see.
Look at this amateur over here.
Sorry. See what happened? My keyboard fallen out from my laptop. I didn't realize it had low battery. It's about to die. I couldn't find the cable. Sorry. I'm back. So talk about forgiveness. I saw Kevin Spacey going into court. Now, I'm not going to talk about the case, but the fact that he hasn't been convicted of anything, do you think there'll be forgiveness for Kevin Spacey? Because now,
I mean, just this week, he's been axed from his job at Cannes Film Festival, so I would say no.
But I really liked House of Cards. I didn't watch it after they got rid of him.
That that work still exists. You can still watch it and enjoy it, but I don't disagree with no one wanting to work with him anymore. Like,
yeah, no.
But he hasn't been convicted of anything. He hasn't been convicted.
Don't matter.
You see,
I don't agree with that. There's been the rumors about Kevin for years.
If someone dropped a rumor about you at work, do you think you should get fired over it?
Some of the rumors, maybe.
You've got to think as well, all these companies are just safeguarding their income. Yeah. If they launch their multi-million-dollar film with a star that everyone publicly does not like, they're not going to make their money. Like, it's just on top of whatever you may feel about workers' rights, like they've got to protect their money, haven't they?
Will Smith?
Apparently Will Smith is working on a Bad Boys 4. Are we on 4?
Yeah.
Bad Boys 4.
I think he'll be fine.
He'll be all right. He'll be all right. Yeah, give it a year or two and he'll be back again. He'll be fine.
Yeah, a slap isn't, the level of stuff that other people have been up to.
Be careful, love. Be careful.
Live with Danny. Whew. It seems both of you going down. I'm all right then. Sorry. I've been very careful with my libelous statements.
Yeah.
It's all good. Well, I mean, that was our last topic. We've done quite well tonight, actually. Covered quite a bit. I want to say, obviously, thank you, Danny, for staying with us all the way through.
Yeah, thank you, Danny.
Just a reminder for that last person left on there, obviously, if you aren't already, we Talk Film at We Talk Film 20 on Twitter and Instagram. We Talk Film on Facebook and YouTube, and website wetalkfilm.com. So on that note, we will be back live. Can't tell you when yet, but we will let you know. Say thank you. That Danny will be back because I'm going to pick a topic that she's interested in. I'm not sure what it is yet.
Okay.
I'm not sure, or I will find something. But on that note, I'll just say thank you, Cal and Danny, for joining us, and good night. And this will be available for replay on Facebook and YouTube.
No, someone call my lawyer.
Good night, guys. See you later.
All right.